It's only the first week in November, and people here in Chicago already have their Christmas trees up. They say that in stressful times, people reach for drugs, alcohol, and sweets. In the play Ante-Mame, they opened up their Christmas gifts early because they needed a little Christmas now, because they were in the middle of the Depression. I guess when you're in the middle of the Depression, we all need something to cheer us up. We can affect our future by what we do now. Of course, the future looks pretty bleak. So if you have a tree, go ahead and plug it in. It's better than reaching for drugs and alcohol. Welcome. Welcome to Sunday Coffee Hour. I'm Stanley Smith. At Sunday Coffee Hour, we talk about everything and nothing. This Sunday, we talked about having a name and not a number, resting in your body, diaphragmatic breathing, and having the wind knocked out of you. We also discussed if cursive writing is dead. The readings at Washington National Cathedral were from Revelations. Salvation belongs to everyone because we've all come out of the great ordeal. And from John, we're all children of God, but the world doesn't seem to know it. And from Matthew, blessed are the peacemakers, unless you're for Hamas. Randy preached about how changing our future can change our present. Randy said we're called to live backwards because the promise has already been made to us. God knows this life is an ordeal with many challenges and with pain and suffering. We assume we experience these things because we're doing something wrong, and that we're bad people, and that others are bad people. That's the sense we make out of it all, but it's erroneous. Some of that might be true, but usually there's much more to the picture going on. Randy said none of us need to be anything special to climb down from the mountain with God to do the work that needs to be done, extending love and mercy. We hold what is precious that would be seen by the world's eyes as worthless. Randy reminds us to be thankful for those who came before us to show us the way with the living of their lives for good and for bad. The people who came before us lived the present of the future we're living today. And this is the beginning of our present. Without them, we wouldn't have our present or our future. And for this, we can be thankful, whether we see it that way or not. At St. James Cathedral, the sermon was by Stephen Balke. Stephen said that we can follow the example of the saints. Even if we can't walk on water or heal the sick, we can bring a smile into a difficult situation and show mercy by not being judgmental. Stephen gave the example of saints, including Saint Clare, who shared her wealth with others to bring joy into the world. I immediately thought of the Clare, the luxury retirement community here in downtown Chicago. And to me, the Clare is synonymous with Betty Bergstrom, who championed its inauguration. Stephen also gave the example of a lady who stepped into the role of priest to a group of people who were stranded on a desert island in World War II. She wasn't authorized, but she stepped into the role anyway. Stephen said almost every day of the year is a saint's day, and he suggested we look up the saints for significant days in the year in our lives as a way to follow their example. There are people who are the bright lights to us, and they offer to us the example of their lives as a resource and a guide. It was All Saints Sunday this week, and the memory of Marcia Heiser came to me more than once. And I even had a dream that we were in a meeting together. Marcia, never seemed like a completely happy camper. Of course, we did have many fun times together, but she always seemed a little distant to me. Laura Pond reminded me that Monica Brown would be on the list of names this year at church of all the saints, because Monica died this past year. Betty Bergstrom actually died some years ago, and at her funeral, her daughter said that her mother never left the house without her lipstick. I noticed Halloween candy on sale at the Jewel grocery store this week, and including things like, candy corn and Halloween treats. And to me, Betty Bergstrom was like the sugar pumpkin of candy corn because she brought power and energy to everything she was involved in. We all want a fantastic solution to solve all of our problems. God is the fantastical means, and he works through people in amazing and unexpected ways. We all want to be the sugar pumpkin in the candy corn, but it's okay just to be the candy corn. Someone suggested to me this week that whenever we make eye contact with someone, we can think to ourselves, God bless you, in our minds. And this will be a blessing for that person and for ourselves because it's us bringing light into the world. At St. James, Lisa started the service by reminding us that there is one God, one faith, and one baptism. My Hindu friend said that in India, everyone is Hindu, regardless of what God they worship. It sounds like an oxymoron. How both can be true. This is the nature of culture. Whenever we try to include everyone, someone is going to be excluded. Culture and religion serve people in a particular time and place. And because of this, it's exclusionary. God isn't exclusionary, but we are. We're going through a cultural transition at this time. John Buchanan said society goes through a cultural rummage sale about every 500 years. They toss out the old stuff and adopt new things. And of course, we enjoy the benefits of those who came before us as a platform for change. Tossing out some of those underpinnings come with unexpected consequences. It's like leaving home for the first time. When I was growing up, I had to start buying Kleenex and toothpaste on my own. To me, that was a shock because I thought those things were always just there. We can't take each other for granted, and we can't toss out everything around us and have a future ex nihilo without a past. Our present is created by our future, and our future is already secure. So we have to say, God bless you. It's nothing to sneeze at. If you would like to join us at Sunday Coffee Hour is every Sunday at 12 noon Central Time on Zoom. I will include my email in the description of this video. I'll be happy to send you an invitation. And I look forward to seeing you very, very soon.